Hi everyone, this is Terry, and you're listening to Insights with Terry Coots. Thank you so much for jumping in there and sharing a few minutes with me. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. We are going to be discussing together the week of October, going into November, October the 27th, right through to November the 3rd. Oh, after the end of this week, we'll be, I think, on that Sunday back to daylight savings. So then it'll be dark and we'll have evenings to eat. I'd like to say read and watch TV, but I don't know. Those are long nights to not eat. Now, the sun is still in Scorpio, which really lends a psychic energy field to us, but the challenge is it can be a little bit heavier energy, so we have to kind of watch people's moods. We could go more easily to the dark side than the side that we would be better off in, which is thinking good thoughts. So we're going to have to struggle a bit or work a little harder. Some of you have been practicing your whole lives, or just recently, it depends on the individual, on how to be mindful of what we're thinking, so that if we're mindful of what we're thinking, then we can be aware of where our thoughts are going, because our thoughts really are the leader to our experience, I'd like to say, I guess. So how we experience a situation, how we experience life, that's the energy field of thought. So we can take the same situation and 6 different people, and they'll experience it differently because of how they think about it, how they let themselves handle it, or let themselves feel how is it going to settle. So you can feel sorry for yourself, you can whip yourself into a panic, you can find all kinds of things to make yourself feel anxious about a situation, or, here's the key word, we can release it. So this month, and especially where the new moon is on Friday, new moon is about releasing and letting go and moving into something else. We have some really great energy that is going to support that. And we also have Mercury that is living right now in Scorpio, so that's a double thing. But our saving grace here is Venus, the planet of love, beauty, awareness, traction, is in Sagittarius. That's where that can pull us up. Sagittarius in that position is very optimistic. It's very adventure driven, always looking at the bright side, little mouthy. You know, just because it's your opinion doesn't make it right. Just because it's your opinion doesn't mean it needs to be spoken out loud. I have shocked myself that I had a thought out loud. So we do have to kind of be aware of that. But it's very psychic, so if you want to develop your connection with your guides or your intuition, anything, this is the energy field to do it in. Bearing in mind, you've got to try to stay on the light side. The Mars, which is our drive, our passion, that is in Cancer. That's love, that's comfort, that's family, that's energy that really supports your best friend to be your sister. So it's an energy field that really wants us to kind of be together. Now, here, full disclosure, I'm getting another bird. Oh God, do I ever need another bird? But I'm going to get another parrot because he's the last one in the clutch, and he is the mate, or the sister, or brother, we don't know, of one that I got a few months ago. And so I know that they'll get along. Been watching mine, and he doesn't have a cuddle buddy at night to keep him warm, even though he's in the house. Conures do like to cuddle. So I'm taking this energy field that is family and love and affection, and I'm going to try to use that energy to introduce my 2 parrots slowly, easily, to let them decide whether they like each other again, give them lots of room and lots of time, and then let them pick the time. So I'm using the energy fields that are in my best interest to be in the best interest of those entities that are on the outside of me. And then we'll see what happens. So this optimistic energy in Venus will give you, if you click into it, the tools to be able to feel the realism of that Scorpio energy in the sun sign and Mercury, to feel maybe the darkness, but it's I don't want to call it darkness, I want to call it reality, and reality can be very dark at times. And it doesn't mean that they want us to be unrealistic or shoot for the stars when there's absolutely no chance of hitting that mark. They want us to be realistic. But on that note, they also want us to be aware of it and then choose. So that's how I train my dogs. I will teach something. Some people call it training. But for me, it's more education than it is actually training. Training is a robot. You're training the robot to sit down, stay, come, don't think, do. I don't train my dogs that way. I educate them. We work together. We form a bond. We communicate with each other. And I want to know what they're feeling by watching their body language and seeing, are they fearful? Are they confused? Are they happy? Are they tired? So I know how to work the 2 or the 3 minute training education section for that time. And sometimes, it's just harder to learn than other times. Sometimes we're not in the mood. So it allows for individual thought. Instead of getting an animal or a family member to be in a helpless situation. So forced training is that. We clip the bird's wings so we can't fly, so he can't get away from us, instead of choosing to be with us. I don't clip my bird's wings. I have had them arrive clipped and had to wait for them to, which I'm doing now, having to wait for them to grow out so that they can choose to be with me or choose to be on their cage or whatever, or go visit their friends and then come back to me. And it's the same with the dogs. I will show them something. There's the food bowl. I've asked you not to touch it. Now, if you go and scarf it down, which I won't let them do, I'll block and stop it. But when I've said don't touch, that means don't touch. Don't counter surf. You don't get stuff off the table. You're learning self-discipline. But you're also choosing, because I will put the food in reach, and then there's going to be a consequence. And sometimes we don't give people consequences for their deeds that match the deed. So this new TikTok thing where the kids are smashing in windows and running away and breaking in doors, kicking the doors in, there's no consequence. The police aren't looking for them, and this is becoming a real big thing. I think it's more in the States, but I could be wrong, because it could be here too. I was listening to it on the radio. Plug for CKLW and Dan McDonald. So what's the consequence? Do the parents pay for the door? What's the consequence of making somebody afraid? They think they can just run away. What if they run into somebody that isn't so friendly and shoots them through the door? There's consequences that we are forgetting, and the animals know. So that's why it's easier to train an animal than it is to train a human. So you take that theory of there's a consequence, the reality of it with Scorpio, the positiveness with Sagittarius. You take that and say, okay, this is what you said. How do you think I felt when you said that? How did you think the situation was going to end? And then what's the consequence? Does it mean that I don't want to be around you anymore? Does it mean that maybe we guard our words a little bit better, or we're more thoughtful of how we speak or teach or talk to each other or treat each other? This is the time that a lot of people are they're releasing. It's a releasing time. Maybe they're letting friends go that were friends, very close friends as a matter of fact, but it's not working for them anymore. There's more harm than good by being friends with this person. One person wins, the other person doesn't win at all. So this is the time that we're using that energy to look at it and to be aware of it, and then what choices are you going to make? With Virgo in the moon on Monday, you've got about 3 days before, 3 days after to release. Virgo's really good about releasing. Doesn't want to, but it will, just for the sake of organization and clean, and not hoarding and making a mess. And Virgo can go the other way when it's not in its right energy field. But Virgo is in the moon on Monday, so 3 days before, 3 days after, great time to release. I can tell you that I am planning to go through my closet and release some of those pants, those jeans that will never see my waist again, ever. My bone structure is bigger than the size of a 28 waist. So I have to be realistic. Now, rather than let it rot in the closet, wouldn't it be better if somebody got to use it? Maybe somebody could have these jeans or sweaters or whatever it is that's clogging up your life and making it hard. Even if you feel down, what I did the other day is I have cages, the dog crates, and I use them as tabletops for things, dog toys, things like that. And it was bothering me because it was messy. And all I did is I thought, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes. And I didn't look at it. I just took everything off the top. Wouldn't even look at it. Just threw it all off the top. And then I put back all the things that I need. And then all the rest of the things that were maybes went into a bag and went right down to Goodwill in Essex. And the man was so nice, and he came out to the car in his cart and helped me carry it all in. Even some dishes that were, I'm sure, worth something because they were in my family for 3 years. But you know what? I don't want to stop and sell them. I don't want to put them back in the corner. Let somebody enjoy them rather than have them stuck in the corner. So Virgo energy will let you do that. And don't make it a big thing. Honestly, I don't think it took me 10 minutes to do that. I was on the move because I had a client coming. So I had to kick my butt and get it going. So use the energy in your own best interest as well. Oftentimes, the things that we have can clutter up our life and weigh us down. And isn't it better to let somebody enjoy them and move them on? And that's the releasing that this energy is asking for. Now, that new moon on Friday, November the 1st, is in Scorpio. That has me just a little concerned, okay? Because if you lean on the side of dark, if you've already been stressed and there's too much stress around you, or you're feeling heavy as it is, this can add to it. So my suggestion would be really, really pull on your guides and the source and that Sagittarius energy in Venus, and look at the positive. Look, don't be afraid to look at the negative. But then what can we do about it in a positive position? So let's take the elections that are coming up in the States, which will affect everybody in the world. We think it's in the States. It doesn't affect us. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, I can worry myself to pieces, and it wouldn't take much to do that. Or I can choose to release it and say, what input do I have? Nothing. Maybe the odd person that stops and offers an opinion. I can maybe offer my opinion and hope I can sway them in a way that is more loving, more caring, more leaning more on the side of hope as opposed to the side of divisiveness and calling other people out, calling people names, and showing them that it's better to be nice than it is to be horrible. But I don't rule the world, and I don't know what the plan is, so I'm nothing. And that's okay to be nothing. So what I do is I've released it. It's not mine to worry too much over. Just be aware of. So what I do, I'll go clean the bird cage. I'll go really do a good job, so I'm proud of myself. Let the bird out, little lemon, and let little lemon out, and lemon can dance to bacon pancakes. That is so cute. If you ever see that video, Bacon Pancakes, that is so cute with the Quaker conure doing it. It's cute. Anyway, and then I've got a nice clean cage rather than a whole bunch of worry making split ends in my aura. So you have a choice. We have a choice. Do we enjoy ourselves or do we not enjoy ourselves? Do we look at the light side or the dark side? And this is the releasing that they're asking us to do. The cards that I picked, basically in a nutshell, have requested us to spend some time alone enjoy your family when you're enjoying your family, but take some of that time to be quiet and thought-filled, and try, if you can, to look at what you have. Look at what you're grateful for. I got up in the morning and I stood. Believe me, I'm grateful for that because I know what it's like to not be able to do that. I walked over to the birds and said good morning to everybody. The dogs are all around me. I'm so grateful for my morning. Look at that. The sun came out. Look at how beautiful, crispy fall it is. Focus on everything that turns your crank and release the things that are bothering you to your source, to your whatever it is that makes you feel better. Release it. Let it go. And then you'll see how it resolves. It's amazing. So we've been working up to it, but we have this whole next few weeks of letting it go. Just let it go. I can't fix this right now. I let it go. I let the problems of your sister go. Let the problems of your mother go. Let the problems of other people go. It's not that you don't care. You do. But for a few moments, they're asking us to focus on what we have, not what we don't have. What meal we're having right now, this moment. Is it warm in your house at this moment? And that's what they want us to do. So that's basically it in a nutshell. And victory card came up for so many of you. So this is general. But so many of you are striving towards something. We all have goals. And it came up in a way that's a little delayed, but it's going to be successful. So 2 soul cards came up that offer victory. So how about that, kids? So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your time and to thank my amazing Charlie O'Brien for taking his time to put this up for us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, YouTube. Thank you, Charlie. That's a lot of time for him to do that, and I'm so grateful. And he's created the website, www.terriworld.com. that you can go back and listen to 4 or 5 of the archived podcasts if you'd like to just kind of go over it again. And if you would like a reading or help with your animals, give me a text, call 519-726-6699, or you can visit the website that Charlie did, www.terriworld.com, and find my email, which is terri.coutts@gmail.com, and contact me and we can have fun and games with the dogs, or your parrot or your horse or your animal of any kind, or we can do a reading for you that's directed at your life. So maybe the 2 of us can find some clarity why this is happening to you, what's happening, and how is the best way for you to deal with it. Alrighty, thanks again, folks. Have a great week, okay? Talk to you next week. Bye for now.